Oh, we gotta. Yeah, we have to record these
Yeah.
meetings.
Open meeting first too.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, just reopen it.
Oh, I go call a meeting to order, and we've already had an approval of the minutes and the treasurer's report. And now we're reviewing the loan payments.
Yeah, okay, so IDA, number 6 on the list paid, so is current. 7 and 8, you know, we continue to work with, nothing new to report on that one. Unfortunately, number 13, they have resumed making payments. They were further behind. They're in the process of catching up. Number 16, provided a payment. You know, that one's still looking for a finalization of the deal for the purchase. Nothing news on there. It's still caught up in the courts, and you know, with the change of judgeships, it's probably going to be there a while.
Any luck on lease to own kind of concept? You run that by anybody?
Well, we did in the past. Look, this creditor is going to come to us with wanting a settlement agreement. That lease to own thing would be part of a settlement agreement.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, but that unfortunately is also implicated in this court case that is going on.
Yep, okay.
Yeah. Number 17, there's this just came up today. Evan, why don't you just carefully describe that issue?
They had a pretty bad cyber attack that took a good chunk of change recently. And they just have to figure it out. They did a report to the authorities, and they're gonna work with bank insurance, see what they can get back. Whatever they can't, they're probably gonna ask us in January just to keep them through the winter. It's a good amount.
Yeah, they lost around, we can say it because
Okay.
we didn't name
$50,000.
around $50,000 loss through a cyber attack.
Was that loss where they had to pay a ransom to get it back on, or?
No, it was somebody may have hacked their email system and asked one of their buyers for payment for a wire transfer, but that wire transfer went to a completely different unknown entity. And the buyer paid it made the wire transfer. So it basically was an accounts receivable, not converted to cash, but you know, taken right off the books.
Evidently, the lady who was working there a while back that we're working close with is back there now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very positive to have her
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, number 19, nothing new on that. That's just, you know, it is being actively marketed for sale.
Have they brought the price down?
I don't know.
No idea.
We'll check on that.
Yeah.
Okay, that was it on the IDA unless there's questions. LDC side, number 12, you know, again, we're working that balance down. They made another payment, so it's a little bit less than that. By a little bit less, I mean, honestly, like $8 less. You know, that's just gonna come off over time. Number 14, they were further behind. They've made a payment. They're closer. They are due for this month. Number 29 is current. They just made a payment this week. Number 37, they are in the process of getting new checks. They are going to clear this balance up by the end of the year. They are on a schedule where they don't pay January, February, March. They make accelerated payments the rest of the year, but so they will get this balance cleared up as soon as their new checks come in. Then number 38, Evan's been in contact with the creditor, and through him, their attorney. He's got to get some additional information and questions to both of them to determine how we're going to work out this account. There is an acknowledgement of, partial responsibility. We're working out the other partial. So
There's some family money there too, so don't hesitate to push hard.
on 38,
Uh-huh,
oh, yeah,
through a brother.
oh, okay. Okay,
We should get all our money back.
okay,
I tell you, I think this is a fraudulent case, so
oh, you think
keep
so?
pushing hard.
Oh, okay,
North Jersey.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
that should have been a red flag when they told me where they were from.
Where's Walter? when we need him?
Be careful there. Yeah. And 46, they made a lump sum payment in October-ish to get to the point they are at. They are obviously still behind. Evan
Yeah.
said they have a signed purchase contract.
With 45 days for the buyer to get financing, and if he doesn't get financing, it's cash.
And how much was the purchase contract for? Tell me it was more than.
More than that.
28 days.
Oh, yeah,
So
more-
more
yeah,
than
way more
that.
than
I
that.
don't
Okay,
think it's in this
Yeah.
notebook.
And we are the priority lien holder.
Right.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Let's not do this again. We're getting out of it, but we could have handled it differently.
yeah.
Okay. Damn banker.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve the financial reports?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All in the packet, there was a copy of a resolution that was put together by Kevin Young. And I actually emailed a copy of the resolution to everybody separately. That it was it's a long resolution. It's a typical Kevin Young resolution, but if you read it through, it gives you a complete history of the issues with the land acquisition and New York City and DEP and DEC and all of the various alphabet partners.
Motion that we approve it.
Okay, a second. Is there any discussion on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Glenn, you want to give us an update on the pipeline?
Okay, so there's, nothing new regards to the pipeline on an operational basis, other than that it's working. And everything is fine there. We're managing the maintenance schedule we're on seems to be managing fine. The flow rates, we do have some spikes, well, some negative spikes in terms of flow, but we're managing that fine. Really, the new news, I guess, is related to the Sewer Works Corporation, which has been incorporated. The documents have been filed as the Delhi Sewer Works Corporation. The Delhi Sewer Works Corporation is going to be a 3-member board consisting of myself. Florida agreed to volunteer to be on that board, representing the IDA. And then Matt Kristen, who is on the town board, is going to be the 3rd member of that. Florida, when I get back to the office, you're gonna get a notice for a meeting, for a Zoom meeting.
Sure,
What's that?
sure.
Yeah, okay. And I'll send out a bunch of stuff for that. It's very just opening meeting stuff, organizational stuff. I'll explain it all in the email. For that side moving forward, an item of business for the IDA though is, I believe it was in the packet, there was a bill of sale for the IDA to sell to the Sewer Works Corporation, the pipeline, pump station, and all other assets, which honestly, the only other assets consists of a few pumps and seals and some clamps that are either sitting in my office or up in Delaware bulldozing yard, in exchange for 200 shares of stock in the Delhi Sewer Works Corporation. So the IDA will be the sole owner of that corporation.
And are you ready to do that? The corporation's been created. and
Yes,
you've had
I
your first
confirmed with the
meeting and
attorney.
you're-
We haven't, our first meeting will be next week.
Yep.
But it is duly formed. And we are looking to do the transfer of assets in 21.
I saw that. I thought
Yes.
that was optimistic.
The
No,
transfer
we're-
of assets in 22.
Well, the transfer of assets from the IDA to the Sewer Works Corporation in 21.
Okay,
And that's what that bill of sale is for. Is to sell those assets to the Sewer Works Corporation.
Mhm.
And do you guys have questions about that? Are you willing, able to act on that today?
So then the IDA loses the revenue that it gets right now. That revenue goes to the Sewer Works Corp. So that you start to build up some cash for your first problem.
There's a B, but yes, that revenue that the IDA collects would, yes, now go to the Sewer Works Corporation.
Okay. We don't transfer any cash out of any general checking account. There's none of that. It's only on a go forward basis.
Well, I was subsequent to the resolution to sell the assets, I was going to. And this, I just talked with the attorney about this today. I haven't mentioned it to anybody. Is I guess we can do that in January. In January, I believe the Sewer Works Corporation will have to ask the IDA for a loan of $10,000 to get up and running.
Right.
But I haven't prepared that loan application yet. And I need to meet with the Delhi Sewer Works Corporation to explain why I feel it's needed and see if they will approve taking on a loan from the IDA.
Do you need a resolution on this bill of sale today? Is that what you're looking for?
If you're comfortable with it, yes.
Okay. I make the motion.
Andy, there was a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Yeah,
Opposed?
as far as the, oh, sorry.
You got it.
Okay, as far as the loan goes, that will be a January thing,
We're out from under that
if not
sucker.
emergency basis.
Yeah, about the taxes coming.
Yes, we will do a clear out at the,
Makes
you know,
me very
because the
happy.
IDA is owed money.
Between you and the-
Right, that's all it is, but it works.
Glenn gets to keep his rubber boots for going out there. and taking care of it.
$7,000.
But then the IDA's out that money.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Gwen, the loan conversion update, I thought I
I'm
put.
sorry, I want to finish
Oh,
this thought with
okay.
Scott. Should we amend the resolution on the bill of sale to include that then?
That's a January discussion.
All right, because we are gonna get money in from those guys. So the receivable is going to change.
They're gonna pay them instead of paying us.
Right, so we lose the revenue, they gain the revenue, but then we wouldn't need to make as big of a loan if we give them the revenue that's supposed to come in now. It kind of semantics, but to me, if you
That's
got money
cleaner.
coming in for the pipeline, it should go to the pipeline company.
Yeah, because if there's a
Keep
break in
everything
the
lined
line,
up.
it's their break.
Correct. Even though it's the IDA that owns all the shares within the corporation. Just one degree of separation. So I don't know, maybe we should amend that. What's everybody
Because it's a
think?
month, we're gonna have new bills and we're gonna have new expenditures before our next meeting.
Right,
It's cleaner that way.
it is.
So do you have a separate checking account and everything now for that?
The attorney just got the proof of incorporation. She's gonna send it to me today. Then we can open up that bank account. So we'll be opening the bank account on Monday.
So you're gonna need some money going into that bank account,
Yes,
At least $1 to open the account, yeah.
right? So we should allocate some money.
Right.
Why don't we allocate $1,000?
Well, you want
From
to do
the-
that or just allocate the receivables?
Yeah, but when do they come in? First of the month?
Not randomly,
They come in randomly.
yeah. So we just got a check from Saputo. Friesland does they just pump it into our account and they don't tell us, we just find it there. Yeah,
When did you get the Saputo? Have you deposited? that
yes,
yet?
we deposited that yesterday.
How much is that?
What's that?
How much was that?
It's like $2,000.
Why don't you just write a check for whatever they paid?
Yeah, I'm just trying, I guess I was a little unprepared for this step, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because we need to make this as clean as possible.
Yeah.
Stage clean.
Is there a reason you want to do it in 21?
That was our commitment to the DEC, that we would have this
Okay.
completed in 21. So
You
are
need
they
to- you
gonna,
need to amend the resolution and add in the transfer of the bucks to
Did
it.
you two guys do that?
We can amend that. To, what are we amending? To add dollars to that account? Is that what we're looking at?
to add the receivables?
Uh-huh. And the one that came in the other day from Saputo, you said?
Yeah, if possible, yeah, that would allow us to have some money to open the account.
Correct.
Okay.
So you'd amend it to say that receivables from Saputo and Domo in December of 2021 are transferred. as
But
well.
let's say as of December 15th.
The 15th, make a date.
Yeah, so then it's a hard and fast date.
Okay,
Okay,
and does that catch the one that just came in?
yes,
Okay.
Ready?
yeah,
Okay.
that was received the 16th.
good.
So, yeah,
Good.
So is that gonna go directly in, Glenn, or it comes through our account and then we'll? write a
it's
check?
in our account now.
Okay.
We'll cut a check over to that by
And all
saying that it
future
was
ones will
received,
go-
yes, and all future ones will go there. So the bill of sales for the assets and receivables as of 12/15.
$1,000 down and 8,000 account.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the amended resolution. All right.
Yeah.
We want to reapprove that then?
Okay,
I made the motion. and
second,
Second.
any other discussion on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Glenn, I'm gonna drop the loan conversion down to another executive session.
Okay,
So let's go right into this site development updates.
okay, so just on Sheffield Estates, so, that property was donated to us, subject to us carrying back taxes. So, we've paid the back taxes. The back taxes totaled, we overpaid and they gave us a refund. So the net amount of back taxes we paid for that property are $69,351.37. So that's what we now have into Sheffield Estates. In addition to that, I wanted to discuss with the IDA, the idea of developing an RFP or going out with an RFP, or at least getting multiple bids for a preliminary development plan for that site. Providing different options for how those, because it is an oddly shaped 13-acre site. Different options for how that site could be redeveloped, including areas for roads, infrastructure, stormwater, and then what that would make for viable lots for different businesses. As we discussed at the last meeting, we're starting to get people interested in this and having some type of plan or idea how we can accommodate, or if we have to say no or say yes to different entities that are in projects, it would be nice to have some type of basis for what we're doing. And so obviously I don't know what a cost for that would be, but with the IDA's approval, I'd like to go out and get some estimates for that. And then present them at a later meeting, either in January or February
Yes.
for that site.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Need a motion for that?
Yeah, probably, why not? It can't hurt.
If you're gonna spend money.
No, wait a minute now.
I'm not gonna spend money yet.
Mike's
I'll
not
make a
gonna make
motion
that
that
motion. You're
Glenn
spending
goes
money.
forward with his RFPs
I'll second.
on Sheffield Estates.
All right, any discussion? All in favor? Opposed?
Aye.
Glenn, also on this, the Sheffield, did you hear back from Lonnie?
Not
Ridgeway?
yet. He's hiding. He's not hiding. He's trying to get stuff done. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. 'Cause I
Yeah, so
know,
he's doing a reappraisal and, oh yeah, no, yeah, I know.
thank you.
Okay. Is the next one, I could probably get through it without executive session, but I don't know about the discussion.
Try it.
Okay, so the person who was interested in that industrial park in Walton had a offer they couldn't refuse up in Lewis County. It was an RFP. It was a $5 million property that they got for $75,000. And with a building on it, and they told me, you know, the construction cost for the Walton project just didn't add up to his budget, which we all knew, and told him. So he's going to build the slaughterhouse up there. The complicated part is he's still interested in the Walton parcel and wants it right now as a non-slaughter processing facility. So slaughter up in Lewis County, which is North Country for anyone, right on the border, bring it down to Walton and then further process for the New York City market. I'm open to discussion. I can also
We're
voice our
open to
opinion.
discussion, but we're not recommending it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We're not recommending it for the purpose of, we normally do not set aside property for projects that if or when may happen in the future.
right.
We usually set aside property for projects that are going to happen. We've done this in the past and we haven't been burned financially, but it's
Well,
just
Look
problematic.
at the water facility in the Sydney Industrial Park.
Right,
We got burned on that.
yeah, so you can say we've been, yeah.
Could we
And-
just
and-
table it?
and that was part of it, is he wants to buy it now, and then sometime later in 2022, when he has a cash flow coming in from Lewis County, then he'll start developing. this.
Right, and we've
Get back
tried
to
to
us
say
then.
that, we've tried to
That's
say,
what- yeah.
wait until you're ready and come back to us. And he's like, no, I just want an answer now. And
Okay.
we've kind of told him our answer now is no.
Yeah.
But he wanted us to bring it to the board.
So what are the repercussions and when we say no?
None.
He might look elsewhere, and then he doesn't do it here.
And if we don't sell it in June, you can come back and say, I'm interested.
There you go.
Absolutely. Then that's, you know,
Because what happens if things don't go well with this
But
plan?
in-
right, and then he gets back to, oh, it's not gonna be this June, it's gonna be next June. And we're like,
Same
oh,
goal.
okay, we'll hold off, and, oh, it's not gonna be next June, it's
Right.
gonna be the following. So that's just
Yeah.
why I just don't wanna get the board into that type of
Probably already
situation.
Say no.
snowing up there.
Like Bruce Jennings.
How you doing?
When, or Evan, I noticed that one of his requests in his emails was that we transfer his loan application.
His
Oh,
grant
the
application.
grant. Yeah,
How do you, I mean,
there's,
Basically, what it would do is we don't transfer it. So we've got through a part one application for a grant for this business down here.
okay,
He would like us to transfer it up to the North Country, which we've got to call her today.
I called her.
Oh,
I
okay.
already called her, but we should call OCR.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so basically, they just want us to transfer the grant there. Well, in my mind, what transferring the grant there means is we give her all our documentation that we included in the grant that's, non-proprietary to us. And call OCR and say, hey, look, it's not gonna work out in Delaware County, but we have no issue with them moving this application up to Lewis County and them being able to proceed with the grant up there. So that's kind of what transfer means.
Okay.
Yeah,
And there's no downside to that.
no, we're not gonna use it. I mean, it's not, that project is not gonna happen in Walton.
Yeah.
And I talked to the supervisor and he understands it, and he honestly is he's hoping for the other slaughterhouse project anyways.
All right. Okay. That it, Evan?
When, on that,
For that, I mean, I don't know if we need a resolution saying no or wait,
Or you
or,
wanna have a contact,
Oh, yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
got nothing to do now, so you sold.
he
the
sold
other
that,
one.
he's bored on the farm, well, that might be,
You said the other one plan was like a modular, right? Came in
Yes.
sections or something.
yeah.
Gwen, do you want a resolution on for res?
I don't think we, unless if you
There's
want
no-
one, great, if not,
No
just the
action.
sense of the board is, no, but come back to us if and when you're ready.
Table it.
Yeah,
All right,
June.
Winkler Road.
June.
yeah. Okay, Winkler Road, two things, one on me, one on Evan. So Winkler Road, we're still waiting on a appraisal from Lonnie Ridgway to potentially sell the whole building to Gravity Ciders at some point in the future. So that's still going on, but there is an immediate issue at 8 Winkler Road, and this is where Evan comes in.
So they most likely need a new furnace. And possibly, it was also described that they need to hook up their ventilation to the furnace. I guess that hadn't been done before for the survey office. So either way, Moravito went and checked it out. I asked for top of their head, how much do they think it's gonna cost? Because I have a board meeting where I have to get these approved. They said off the top of their head, don't hold them to it, 3,000 to 5,000. I tried to get in touch with that technician, but all of Moravito's phone calls go through the Binghamton office now. I couldn't get anyone on the phone to find the technician because this would all happened Wednesday. So, but they think it's gonna be in that ballpark.
Where is this furnace located in that building?
In between, the kind of a shared space between Ostruck and the survey office.
Which is that small little middle section that's just one story.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they said it's a certain part that went, and when that part goes, it's the main function of the furnace comes from that part.
Oh, I mean, if we gotta have heat, so.
Yeah.
Right, that's the way
It
we
was,
look at it.
yeah.
It's really, and we'd prefer to have full on, quotes and stuff, but at some point, it's not gonna be 55 degrees in
Right.
the end of December.
Yeah.
Another lump of coal, Mr. Scrooge.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think we got it right, so.
yeah, we've got 3
Motion that we
paying
spend
tenants.
What we need to do to replace it. I believe it's a propane furnace.
Yes, that's the side that's on propane.
Okay, should, we have a motion, second, all in
Motion.
favor,
Aye.
All in favor? Aye.
opposed.
How soon
Um,
can they get to it, Evan, did they say?
They said they want to get to it quickly, so hopefully it's not an electric thing again.
Okay, at this point, I'm going to, I think we need to go back into executive session to finish up our IDA agenda. So, all right, Glenn,
Sure.
okay,
Oh, you see.
okay, we're back live. First thing we need to do is we need to Have a motion to accept the loan conversion updates we talked about.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Then we need to. I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's it. The
Yeah,
other one's
okay.
under the.
Yeah, the others on the LDC. All right. Glenn, you want or Evan, the equipment and
Yeah, so actually that's related to Tabitha. She, for whatever reason, when we got new equipment for the board, she said, oh, I don't need a new laptop. I'm gonna continue using the one I have. Well, that died. So I would like your approval to get a new laptop for Tabitha. And then the professional development is, and she didn't tell me about this, but on her own, she signed herself up for a $1,500 course regarding accounting and bookkeeping and things like that, so that she can do her job as CFO for the IDA better. And I would like to ask the IDA to pay for that on her behalf.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
okay, can we have a motion to that?
So moved.
For both the laptop and the
I
reimbursement?
move.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. And on cue, she Tabitha walks in.
Yeah, exactly. So she was in here for that. Yeah.
You have to stay with
Any other old or new business?
I had just one thing under other, just as an update. So previously, through email, we had approved doing a feasibility study for a new motel in Delhi. I just wanted to give you a quick update on that. I developed an RFP. The RFP is drafted to go out as being a partnership between the College Foundation of Delhi and the IDA for the RFP. And I'm going to be scheduling a call with them for next week to finalize the RFP and go out with it.
Okay, great.
So at this point, I'm not going to release it. I'm not going to release anything next week.
Yeah.
You know, so early in January, we'll release the RFP. We already have 5 consultants picked out who are familiar with the location in SUNY Delhi and are, you know, top in the restaurant or no, the hotel feasibility study business. So.
Good. Keep
And
that-
how much do they generally charge for these feasibility studies?
Okay, so I received one quote, this was in 2015, I think. Mine was around 12,000. The other one, there was one from Leisure,
Yeah, something.
LIU or something, but I think that's just Long Island University. But it was from this other firm. They were about 18 to 19. I'm figuring 20 to 25 at this point in time.
Okay, thank you.
But
Okay,
again, that would come before the board for approval
Mhm.
or
Okay.
denial. It's always
any
possible.
other old or new business? I have a couple things I wanted to mention. Evan's got some good news. We were notified this past week of the grant approval from NYSERDA, which goes together with an award letter that we got from Empire State Development for the greenhouse project in Andes. And then we've got an individual that's contributing $100,000 towards that project. Put that all together, we've got $400,000 to move forward with that project. So that's
Thank you.
that's really good news and great job.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
I have a meeting on Monday with Bud Gladstone about the Coalition of Watershed Towns in going along with this resolution that we passed on for the Streamside Acquisition Program. It's become kind of apparent to me that the Coalition of Watershed Towns is basically a defunct organization, and they're doing nothing as far as Delaware County is concerned. I've been looking at their minutes of their meetings. And we haven't even had any representation from Delaware County at a meeting since April. And the coalition is doing nothing on the streamside acquisition program. So I'm gonna talk to Bud Gladstone, and see if I can convince him that it's important to attend and participate in this. So I'm meeting with him on Monday. And we really need to make sure that we get some active representatives on the coalition watershed towns. And I think we've got to look around and find some new blood.
And I haven't talked to the auditor.
I've been working
Right now
with,
it's an expense, but we want to record that as that.
Watershed Affairs.
Nick.
Nick Cabone,
Nick, come on, yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
That we're stressing that Delaware County put up some people who will attend the meeting and who will be strong representatives, because we have. I go to some of the meetings, they canceled this one.
Yeah.
October or something. And Dick's been fighting with them,
Well, we'll just.
and this resolution that was passed,
I know we want that.
the chairman was upset with Delaware County because they said, well, why didn't we talk to you about this? Well, Nick's been bringing it up for 4 months.
Oh, I know.
Sent the
It's-
resolution to them, and they still said that they were in favor of the program. There's towns passing the same resolution outside of our county saying they oppose it. So they didn't even talk to anybody. They just made a decision
Yeah,
between
and
Jim
I've-
Baker and.
And I've talked to Nick, and there's just no representation from Delaware County.
Where is
You got Pat Davis, he never shows up. You got Tom Hilson.
Yeah.
And I mean, Tom's retired from Watershed Affairs.
And he doesn't even know hardly what's going on anymore.
No, he's out of the loop
He
completely.
wants to get off the board.
So he never shows up, and Bud Gladstone's had some health issues and he never shows up. So we're getting screwed,
Right.
and just think it needs to change. Okay, any other old or new business? All right, then can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you, and
Second.
I'll run through the LDC meeting. Can I have approval of the draft minutes for November?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
And I have approval of the financial reports.
So moved.
All in favor?
All right.
Glenn, you want to do your updates?
Yeah, I'll just run through them quick. IRP 5, no updates, still haven't heard from USDA. Hidden in grant has been submitted. It will be reviewed and hopefully approved in February. Train to work, we've talked about that. That's the local OJT type program. As part of that, if I would like to enter into a professional services contract with a qualified individual, it would be at $40 an hour. It's budgeted into the project cost. If the board's okay with that
We need to
motion.
have a motion for that, please.
So moved.
Second.
Was the amount 40 or 48? I couldn't-
$40 an hour?
$40 per hour.
Right, okay.
All in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Okay, we need to have a motion or a resolution on the assumption of the mortgage for TAs.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Thank you. Any other old or new business?
Yes, I have one. So we talked a little bit about it under the tourism grants. That we wanted to start a for-profit section under that. Those tourism grants go through Delaware County. Delaware County can't contribute money directly to a for-profit business. So for that portion of the program, I'd like to run it through the LDC So the LDC would receive the money through from the county. The LDC would then enter into contract with the individual businesses and distribute the grant funds.
Good.
If that's okay, that
Sure.
would need to be a resolution.
Yes.
So move.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
There, you're approved for your money laundering.
Yes, yes, yeah, yep,
Any,
yeah. We specifically want to do something for lodging.
Use those tourism dollars back into tourism. The county's got economic development and tourism as the two sources of revenue.
Right.
anything else under the LDC?
Yeah, I just had a quick question. I talked to Glenn earlier in the week on the old Kmart. We've had a number of people who've been interested in there. Any update on?
Yeah, so there's 3 people who've been interested lately. I talked to you about the kind of indoor rodeo place.
Right.
I keep saying, hey, are you gonna get someone? You know, he wants to get a contractor in there to say, how much is it gonna take to fix up? He just hasn't gotten anyone in there yet. And I'll ask for insurance before anybody goes in there. Second one was the person across from, I don't think it's a Hess anymore, but the old Hess in Sydney.
Right, with the storage sheds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he was looking for a place, but it didn't clear his, he needs like 20 foot. And that's like 14 foot in there ceilings. But I gave him all the information on our River Street property and see if he was interested in building something there. He hasn't really gotten back to me. And then the third one was just someone it was a broker he didn't tell me who he was representing, possible retail. He said they'd tear it down and rebuild anyway, and that was last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, and he said he'd get back to me probably about now. So 3 people. Anybody else that you know of?
So,
Okay.
thank you.
It'd be awesome, if we could unload that out.
Yeah, I really want to.
Good. Nothing else, then I'd like the motion to adjourn the meeting.
So move.
And thank you all very much. And Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas.